Hey tubers, yep, I did it. I went Black Friday shopping. Bought me an adapter that I needed, the adapter plate, and new stereo for my truck. And it also comes with a built-in backup camera. So it's got all the goodies on it. Everything you go ask for out of a stereo. So DVD player, and it's got the backup camera. It's got the hands-free phone, all the good stuff. It's got USB ports, everything else on it, auxiliary ports. So everything a guy could ask for out of a stereo. And so I scored that stereo on Black Friday Day special for 98 bucks. $55 for the adapter kit, and another 20 bucks for the harness. So I'll be able to install the whole thing. So around 200 bucks for everything roughly. So, and that was all from Visions. So that was my Black Friday shopping. And Curtis went Black Friday shopping earlier today with me, and he picked up a dehydrator. So he wants to try and do his own thing with that. It's got all the, where's the other part? Anyways, oh, there it is. Okay, he also picked up a bunch of doggy treats for his dog, a jerky making kit, jerky blaster, like so if you want to do it with hamburger, you can do it with hamburger as well. So I picked up one of these things as well, a 15-inch one, and he picked up a bunch of treats for his dog and everything else. So Curtis spent a bunch of money on Black Friday as well. But anyways, that's our Black Friday shopping, and I guess I'll update when I put in my stereo. So it should be fun. A little bit of work, but I'm not going to pay install prices when I can do it myself. All right, my YouTube friends, I am going to do a video of installing the stereo. So if you don't want to spend the time to watch, you don't have to. It's whoever wants to watch it, watches it. We're just going to go with that. So basically, I picked up the stereo itself. I hope you guys see what I'm doing there. I already pulled it apart there because it's easier. I picked up an adapter to match what the truck has on it. So this is the adapter that I need here. And these are the power cords going from the radio to this adapter. So I'll be joining those two together and to make a harness so I don't have to cut the original wiring in the truck. So that's what those are for. And then basically this one has the stereo itself, which is here. And it also has wiring for the backup camera, which is going to have to be wired in through there. And it comes with this little box, which has the remote control for the stereo, which I most probably will never use, and it also comes with these little brackets and a little oak pen, which I'll probably never use, but those are included in the kit. And then I ended up buying the proper installation kit to match my truck. So this is the actual installation kit that they say you need to use to put it in. So I guess from there, the only other thing in here is the instructions, and basically the wiring for the rear camera and the rear license plate camera itself. So that's what's left in here. So I'm going to start the install, and we're going to go by there. Go from there, I should say. So for now, to start the install, I'm going to pull out the old radio, which is pretty simple to do, and I'll get that on video for you. And then I guess we'll continue. So I'll cut this in and out as we need to. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is disconnecting the battery. Because when you work with stuff like this, you don't want to have any of the power on in case you touch the wrong wire or whatever. So first thing to do is disconnect the battery from under the hood, because we are going to be pulling the stereo out and we don't want to have no accidents. So to disconnect the battery, all I got to do in this case, is take off either the positive or the negative post. And I prefer to take off the positive post. So I'm taking off the positive post and we're going to leave it from there, guys. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me and you can see what I'm doing here. Basically, I ran a trouble light into here. And what we're going to do start first is we're going to just unplug the camera. Remove that garbage. Now what there is this two 7mm nuts here on this one. So basically you have to pop those two out. And once you popped out those two 7mm, you don't need the wrench anymore. Take your hands basically from here now that the two 7mm bolts are out. Just give it a pull. And the whole dash panel comes out, radio and all. So now what you want to do is get in behind this dash panel. Basically you unplug your antenna first. So the antenna, you just unplug it. You unplug your accessories, like your lighter and stuff. Lighter. What do we got there? A switch. Okay, and on this side. Okay, so basically you got your two lighters, your what is that? Your four-wheel drive switch, my switch that I added in here, and my fog light switch that we're unhooking. Once that's all unhooked, I'll take you guys from there. Okay, so as you see, I got it out. I just took that whole panel off, disconnected all the wires. I had to take two screws out of that one black panel and take the whole panel off because I couldn't disconnect the wire on that one, but that's okay. We'll continue from here. Okay guys, so to get the original radio out, all you have to do is push these two clips in here. I'll just pop this out and show you. Okay, original radio's out. So all you're doing is on the side, there's two clips. You just push them in here, and the whole radio comes out. Or you can use the Ford tool that it's supplied with your owner's manual to take out the radio as well. So that takes the old radio out, and we'll put that aside, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what comes to par here is I tried the new radio, and what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to trim this top bar off and trim these two little ball bars off to make the radio fit. So I guess if I ever want to put back the original radio, I'll probably have to go to a scrapyard or buy a new complete plate. So unless you're willing to do that, you might as well stop your install right now because you'll never get it in without doing that. So that's the next step, guys. So I won't show that part. Okay, so update, fellas. With the kit that they supply, I managed to get these in. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's three little clips on each side that hold the radio for coming back and forth. You mount 3 screws on each one. Same on this side, 3 clips, 3 screws. And there's pretty much a finished product, but you end up with a gap underneath here. So what I'm doing is I fill it with a little black piece of plastic they give you with the kit. And just to make sure that doesn't fall out, I'm going to take some hot melt glue and I'm going to hot melt glue it in there. They don't recommend that on the instructions, but that's just something I'm doing. So you guys can see I got the hot melt glue gun going. That's my next step. But yeah, it works. And it sits in there nicely. So we're going to go from there, guys. You have to wait. Well, guys, I got to say it. Sometimes when you forget things that you haven't done for a while, it takes more time than normal. Anyways, I built the wiring harness the way I should have built it, following all instructions, everything else. And I got down to these 3 wires. And as all the instructions say is SW1 keyed, SW2 keyed, SW3 keyed. And I'm thinking like, or sorry, not keyed. It's, here, I got the book here. It says white key SWC, brown key SWC, black key SWC. Okay, so I got my white, my brown, and my black, and I'm looking at SWC. Jesus, man. You know, did that mean switched? You know, whatever. So I'm thinking, oh, it means switched. So they're saying I need a switch for each one of these wires. to be able to, you know, is what I was thinking. And I don't know where I got that idea from, except from Curtis, which says, well, SWD ought to be switched. So I built myself this little case out of a piece of plastic, mounted the 3 switches in it, wired them all up for 3 switches that I was going to use. Because I was thinking, oh, SWC means switched, okay, fine, it needs to be switched. Well, I just spent an hour and a half building that for nothing. Wasted my time there. Then I'm thinking, SWD, SWC, SWC, and it kept going through my head because I knew what it meant, but I couldn't place what it meant. So for those of you who do not know what SWC means, it means steering wheel controls. Well, my truck doesn't have steering wheel controls, so all I had to do all the way along was just tape up those 3 and not use them. I don't need the steering wheel controls. Meanwhile, I was thinking it has to be switched, so I ran an extra power wire, I ran an extra ground wire, and it took me a lot longer to build my harness and everything else. Now I don't need this power ground wire either, so that's just going to end up being taped up in there. But I mean, it's done. I just got to plug it in, and this is for the backup light, or for the rear view camera here. So I got to hook that up, and for a park light. One goes to the park light, one goes to the rear view camera. So other than that, you got to plug it in, throw it in there. It's all mounted already, ready to go. So I don't need these switches and all the stuff that I wasted time with, but I figured I'd throw that in just as a lesson. Even though I've been a mechanic for this many years, sometimes you forget what these abbreviations mean. And then you get these user manuals from a cheap-ass company that just uses abbreviations because they expect that, oh, you're going to get it installed at the stereo shop. The guys at the stereo shop remember what it means because they do it every day. But again, steering wheel controls, not switched. It means steering wheel controls. So don't make that same mistake if you're installing your old stereo. Just remember, SWC means steering wheel controls. And you won't have the same problem I had. Because I just wasted 2 hours for nothing. Like, seriously. I literally wasted 2 hours just playing around. So, just so you guys know. As you guys can see, that's all ready to go back in now. That's taken care of. But I still got to install the actual backup camera. Because I'm installing a backup camera at the same time here. And it's pretty simple setup. I'll just give you guys from here so you can sort of get an idea. I don't know if you can see there or not. But basically, take out the 2 license plate bolts. Install the backup camera on there. Put the 2 license plate bolts back in. Wiring comes down. This long harness here goes back to the stereo. And this one gets wired into your reverse light. Take the other one, plug it in, run it up to the stereo. We're pretty much done on that effect. So I just thought I'd add that in so you guys can see that. I'm not going to put you through the heartache of watching me take out 2 license plate bolts and mount it and stuff like that, or wire it because it's very simple. And we'll go from there. Well guys, sorry, but as you can see, backup camera's on. It's all wired in already. I ran the cable from there underneath all the way through, came up and through the floorboards here, brought the wire up into here, and I guess I got busy and forgot all about showing you guys this, but it's in there. And so I still haven't programmed it, I still haven't really tested it, but there you go. Not even sure how this thing works. Okay, it got all the stuff and that on it. So, and if I go into reverse, bang, backup camera. Yeah, buddy. And you can see there's my hitch ball right there. And that's why I'm so close to the door, because I just backed up and I wasn't seeing it. And I'm only about 2 inches from the door, so I know it's dead on. So it looks pretty good so far, guys. I still got a program like I got nothing in here yet. If I go to phone menu or anything like that, there's nothing there. I got nothing programmed into it, so I got to figure out how all the programming works. But I see you got auxiliary in, I see you got streaming, hands-free, all that stuff. I got to figure that all out. But anyways, she's in there, guys. That's the install. That's what she looks like. And we're done, and we're dead, and that's pretty much the end of her. So, there you go. Stereo installed. It took me a lot longer than I believed it would because of that little screw up there, but yeah, we got her in there. She's working, so good enough. Later all.